Since birth, Purushottam Das was merged in the service of the lotus feet of Nityananda Prabhu. In Krishna Lila, he was Dama, one of the cowherd boys friend of Krishna and Balram. He was the 10th Gopala. He was the son of Sadashiva Kaviraj and the grandson of Kamshari Sena. Formerly in Krishna Lila, Sadashiva Kaviraj was Chandravali Gopi and Kamshari Sena was Ratnavali Gopi. Purushottam Das Thakur's son was Kanu Thakura. I think Kanu is another name of Krishna as well. Another name of Krishna is Kanu.
Why Kanu?
It is said that just after Kanu Thakur's birth, his mother died. When he was about 12 years old, Sri Nityananda Prabhu took him to his home in Khandadaha. When he was 5 years old, he went to Vrindavan with Janava Mata, and upon seeing the aesthetic symptoms of Kanu Thakura, the Goswami gave him the name Kanu Thakura. Purushottam Das Thakur sometimes lived in Sukha Sagara. All the deities installed by Purushottam Das Thakur were formerly situated in Beladanga, Grama. But when the temple was destroyed, the deities were brought to Sukha Sagara. When the temple merged in the bed of Ganga, the deities were brought with Janava Mata's deities to Sahabadanga, Bedigrama. Since that place has been destroyed, the deities are now situated in the village named Chandu de Grama. Srila Purushottam Das Thakur ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayam Namaskritam Naram Devam Narochatam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudira. Text 15. Okay. So we are reading from Canto 8, Chapter 8, and Text 15. The churning of the milk ocean. Samudraha Pita Kausheya. Samudra Pita Kausheya. Vasasi Samupaharani Harata. Vasasi Samupaharata. Varunaha Srajam Vaijantim. Varuna Srajam Vaijantim. Madhuna Matta Satpadam. Madhuna Matta Satpadam. Samudra Pita Kausheya. Vasasi Samupatharat. Varuna Satram Vaijanti. Madhuna Matta Satpadam. Samudra Pita Kausheya. Vasasi Samuparata. Varuna Sajam Vaijanti. Madhuna Matta Satpadam. Samudra Pita Kausheya. Vasasi Samupaharat. Varuna Sajam Vaijantim. Madhuna Matta Satpadam. Samudra Pita Kausheya. Upaharat Vajantim Vajantim Nasasaspadam. Samudra, the ocean. Pita Kausheya, yellow silk. Vasasi, both the upper and lower portions of garment. Samupaharta, presented. Varuna, the predominating deity of the water. Srajam, garland. Vaijantim, the most decorated and the biggest. Madhuna, with honey. Matta, drunken. Satpadam, bumblebee, which have 6 legs. Translated by Srila Prabhupada. The ocean, which is the source of all valuable jewels, supplied the upper and lower portion of a yellow silk garment. The predominating deity of the water, Varuna, presented flower garland surrounded by 6-legged bumblebees drunken with honey. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. When bathing the deity in the Abhishek ceremony with various liquids such as milk, honey, yogurt, ghee, cow dung, and cow urine, it is customary to supply yellow garment. In this way, the Abhishek ceremony of the goddesses of fortune was performed according to regular Vedic principles. Om Jnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manovistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश धारिणी. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद. हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. Let's repeat translations. The ocean, let's repeat.
The ocean,
Which is the source of all valuable jewels,
which is the source of all valuable jewels,
supplied the upper and lower portion
supplied the upper and lower portion
of a yellow silken garment.
of the yellow silk garment.
The predominating deity of the water, Varuna, presented flower garland surrounded by 6-legged bumblebees
Surrounded by 6-legged bumblebees,
drunken with honey.
drunken with honey.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So there's a beautiful pastime actually happening here, the churning of milk ocean. In this Kali Yuga, it's difficult to imagine that we could have a milk of ocean, isn't it? But the Bhagavatam explains we have, yeah, ocean of milk, yeah. Not milk of ocean, ocean of milk. Yeah, we can have milk of ocean as well. Yeah, ocean of milk. And even the Bhagavatam explains that here in this Bharat Khande, where in this world we could see the salty water, isn't it? The ocean with the salty water. And similarly, there are so many different layers of liquid or oceans where you could find honey, milk, even liquor, right? And here in this pastime, we saw that in the milk ocean, the churning happening, churning of what? Churning of a mountain. I think there's a place in South India. No, not South India. Sorry, it's in Bihar. It's in Bihar. This mountain is still there, and I was looking at one of the news article. There says that they went there and they could see the places. They could see the mountain. They're like churning rod, and the Vasuki, he was the churning rope, right? And because it was churned, the marks of Vasuki is actually on the mountains, so that can be seen. So you can see the layers are there. So it's not a myth; it's actually the fact that churning has happened in the past. And
I thought that was made out of gold.
which one?
Mine was used for churning.
The mountain. Yeah, could be. Yeah. Because that's the mountain had been there. So yeah, it could be a goal, but I'm not very much sure on that good part. Yeah. But on the pastimes of this churning, what happens? Lord, without the facility of Lord, the churning would not have been possible, isn't it? So even to lift the mountain, Sumeru mountain, it was sorry, Mandar mountain. It was not possible for anyone to lift out. Even Krishna himself, he came and lifted. And then when he put on the ocean, it was drowning. And then he himself took another incarnation as Kurma. And then nicely explained that when this mountain was on the top of the Lord was floating on the ocean, and it was like someone scratching his back, So he says getting a nice sleep. Someone is giving a nice massage to him. And then after putting the whole mountain on the body of the kurma or tortoise, still it was a bit not very stable. So he incarnated as Ajita with thousands of hands, and he hold from the top to make it most just like a support. And then what happened next was he himself took part in churning. And initially the devatas, they hold the head of Ashuki, and then the demons, they had the tail. And when the churning was happening, the demon says, why it is so, right? Why it is so? We should be holding the head, right? And then they went to Lord Vishnu and says, this is the point. And they said, no, buddies, agree everything. Whatever they are saying, just follow it. And then and then the demons, they started taking the other side of churning from the side of the mouth, and then the tail was for Devata side. And then we discussed earlier the other day, when churning started, the first thing it came was poison, right? Because the Vasuki was agitated, and so many poison came out. It was not just like 1 or 2 drops, or maybe 1 liter or 2 liters. It was coming like halahal poisons came out from the mouth of Vasuki. It was darkened everywhere. This was so blackish cloud, And then we know the very well past time of everyone approached to Lord Shiva to take the poison. And when Lord Shiva was being approached, and I think Prabhupada explains that in the purport itself. He says that it's not that Krishna was incapable of saving the devatas from the poison, but he wanted to give credit to Lord Shiva. Who is Lord Shiva? Vaishnava Namitha Sambhu. He's the topmost Vaishnava. I think last Sunday it was Shivratri, Mahashivratri. Shivratri comes every month, but it was Mahashivratri. And Lord Shiva is the Vaishnava. So he wanted to give credit to Lord Shiva. In a similar way, we see in Bhagavad Gita also, right? After seeing the Virata Rupa, right? Arjuna saw Krishna's devouring mouth, and everyone is actually hitting his teeth. They're all entering the mouth under that fire. And Arjuna was bewildered, and Krishna says, "Don't worry, it's all sorted for you. Everything is done. Nimitta matra bhaya savasachi." Krishna says, just become the instrument. So becoming instrument is Krishna chooses to be the instrument to spread his glories. And through him, Krishna is glorified, actually. Isn't it? Through the devotees, Krishna is glorified. And in a similar way, the context we can see that when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared 500 years back in Navadip, Mahaprabhu Krishna himself, though he propagated this chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and it was not like that Mahaprabhu was incapable of spreading the Krishna consciousness across the whole world. Right? He wanted to give a credit to his devotees. And we see Srila Prabhupada, right? Who took in charge. I think in Bhagavatam it says, my Senapati will come and then he will spread the Krishna consciousness. And Prabhupada, if you see the life of Prabhupada, it's amazing. And to understand that how could someone at the age of 80s go around the touring whole world and spreading Krishna consciousness. At the 80s, someone just lying on the bed, needing some help for other things. And Prabhupada was doing everything alone, cooking prasadam, washing utensils, serving prasadam, giving class, and washing everything, the initial stage. Why? It was the compassion of Srila Prabhupada for every living entities. Yeah. So, coming back to this chapter, after the poison being drank by Lord Shiva, actually Lord Shiva didn't drink poison. He just hold in his throat itself. Not a single drop has gone inside of it. He's so capable of holding everything in here, and that's why Lord Shiva got another name called as Nilakantha. His bluish throat. However, Acharya says another thing, actually. Acharya says that Lord Shiva's throat is bluish because he used to always chant the name of Lord Rama. Right? Rama Krishna. So that's why, because of that effect also, it's got bluish color. Anyway, and after that, so many valuable jewels started coming out from the ocean. Right? Even Airavata, the elephant of Indra, everything came out one by one after other. And it's also described as Mother Lakshmi. She also came, and we are reading this part right now. That Mother Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, and when she appeared, the previous couple of verses describes that how the devatas, they actually started doing kirtan, which I think if you see this just few verses back, you see that the great sages performed the wedding ceremony of the goddess of fortune as directed in the authorized scriptures. The Gandharvas chanted all auspicious Vedic mantras, and the professional women's dancers were very nicely danced and sang authorized songs prescribed in the Vedas. Yeah, the clouds in the personified forms blessed various types of drums. So basically, as we perform Abhishek of the Lord, what we do, Prabhupada always says that no chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra should be continuously happening, right? So on Abhishek, generally in ISKCON, we chant the Maha Mantra. Kirtan goes on. In the similar way, when Mother Lakshmi, goddess of fortune, she appeared, right? And then they did Abhishek, and then everyone is giving gifts, and Kirtan was happening in these words. And the translation is described that they played mridanga, right? Manjaras, anakas, drums, consoles, bugles, so flute. So many instruments being played to glorify Mother Lakshmi. Yeah. And then it's also described that the great elephants from all directions, they carried the big water jugs full of Ganga's water and bathed the goddess of fortune. So just imagine the Abhishek is happening with Ganga water. And so many herbs also are being used. Like we use, I think Prabhupada mentioned here itself, like milk, honey, yogurt, ghee, cow dung, cow urine. And again, cow is so, the cow is a mother as well. Is one of the mother is cow. And even it's been described that all the devatas, they live within in the body of Mother Earth, Mother cow. So yeah, so it's so auspicious. Even, so I think I was reading in Bhagavatam itself, contrary between things, like how can urine be used in worship, right? But cow urine is so purifying, it's purified the place. Even cow dung. Here we see the wooden and things, but generally in India we get, the grounds, and these are being, wiped off with cow dungs to purify the place. So cow dungs are so purifying. Right? And then in the same as a cow urine. And even scientists has found there's so many, antiseptic qualities in the urines, cow urines. So, and it's all Mother Nature. Prabhupada always says that we should save cow, like farms, making farms, live with the minimal necessities, simple living and high thinking. So cow is a very, very important. And Prabhupada says, just by taking care of cows, having 1 or 2 cows, everything can be achieved. We can get everything. And Mother Earth is capable of providing everything. We see the pastimes in Prithu Maharaj pastimes, yeah, where Sri Sri Kanda Mayapur Sasi Ki. Yeah, in Prithu Maharaj pastime we see that once the people of the kingdom, they approached to Maharaj Prithu and said that you are the king and you should fulfill our needs, and we don't have much of grains and things in the kingdom. Then Prithu Maharaj was contemplating that what happened. I am doing my duties. I am performing the yajnas, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3. You should perform yajna. And by performing yajna, the devata, they get pleased. And when the devata, they get pleased, they provide everything. Though he said at the end, He said that all the sacrifices it comes to me, however, indirectly through devatas. And if you worship me directly, that's the best thing. So Prithu Maharaj was thinking, yes, I'm doing everything. I'm worshiping the Lord. I'm doing sacrifices, but why there's scarcity? And then after meditating on the point, he found out that it is the Mother Earth who is holding back. And she started chasing Mother Earth. The mother is saying, she started running initially, and then she said, why are you chasing me? Why do you want to kill me? I'm a mother. I'm a lady. I'm a woman, But happened what? Eventually, Prithu Maharaj says that because I am giving everything and you are holding it back. And you are supposed to give back to us as well. And then Mother Earth says, the reason is that before you, there are so many kings actually, especially the Bena, he is being so cruel, and because of that, everything is being holded now. So when Prabhupada says that Mother Nature or Mother Earth is capable of providing us everything, it's just how we can use the resources to please them, right? And if you see Prabhupada says many times that not a single factory in this world could make vegetables, grains. From where are you getting it? From Mother Earth. So many varieties of fruits, plants, and trees. From where does they get nourishment? Who gives the taste? Is through Mother Earth. Though we know it's actually essentially Krishna is providing everything, but it's through Mother Earth. Yeah. Yeah. So coming back to the point of Abhishek, so then when Mother Lakshmi, she appeared, opulent Abhishek ceremony was being performed. Yeah. And after that, all like he says that the Varuna, they gave the garlands, and Varuna is the deity of water, and they provided so many valuable jewels, and both upper and lower portions are of yellow silken garment. So we know that Lord Krishna wears yellow garment. It's been described here. Mother Lakshmi also wears silken yellow garments. So she likes it, right? Yeah, and coming back to the point of yajna, if you see chapter 3 of Bhagavad Gita, I think there are good number of verses. Almost every verse speaks about yajna. Some 5-7 verses continuously speaks about yajna. And at every purport, Prabhupada says about Sankirtana yajna. Not a single purport Prabhupada doesn't mention about Sankirtana yajna. The reason is the devotees explain that it might happen, people, they don't have time to read Bhagavad Gita completely. They might just open one page, and that could be chapter 3, where it talks about yajna, and people will get, distracted towards performing karma kanda activities, and they might deviate from the real essence of Bhagavad Gita, and Prabhupada is posting it back again, that actually the need of human being is to perform Sankirtana yajna. Sankirtana yajna. So, and there are so many evidences from Shastra, especially from Bhagavatam, that how Sankirtana yajna is the best. And Sankirtana yajna started by Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, and Prabhupada propagated it across the whole world. And Sankirtana yajna is the process by which we can purify ourselves, and when we get purified, we can start purifying others as well. The verse itself says, Bharat Bhumite Janma Haila Yar, Jivana Sarthaka Kari Karo Para Upkar. Anyone who has taken his birth of human birth in this Bharatavarsha. Bharatavarsha is not just India actually, though we say Bharata is India, but if you see, we are everyone can be counted in the Bharatavarsha. It's Bharata Khanda. I mean, the Bhagavatam Canto 5 explains it, the divisions of everything, and in the lowest part, uh, Bharatavarsha, and the last part is called Bharata Khanda, where actually we live in here. So all the universe actually comes in the Bharata Khanda area. So everyone is in Bharata in one sense. So Mahaprabhu is saying that anyone who has taken birth as a human being, his duty is to purify himself, jivana sarthaka kari. So purify your own existence and then do paropakar. And then what? Paropakar means purify others, elevate others, right? And that's how the compassion of devotees comes up. We understand the point that bhakti is ahituki, is independent. Yeah, there is no cause for the bhakti. But if there is no cause for the bhakti, then how can someone get bhakti? Yeah, that comes the devotees where they become the instrument to give bhakti to the devotees. In Madhur Kadambini is being described nicely that that how the devotees plays a vital role in propagating Krishna consciousness. Even Vaishnava Acharyas, the very beautiful song is there where he says, Krishna te tomara, Krishna dite para, tomara sakati ache. The Vaishnavas or the devotees, especially in Krishna consciousness, in their heart, Krishna is residing. Right? Krishna de tomara, Krishna is yours. Can someone say Krishna is mine? Right? It's very difficult to say Krishna is mine. But the Vaishnavas, the Acharyas, they say that yes, Krishna is actually yours, or the Vaishnavas. And if you have 100 pound, then you can give 10 pound from that, isn't it? If you just have 1 pound, how can you give 10 pound? If someone asks you, Prabhu, can you please give me 10 pound? You say, Prabhu, I just have only 1 pound. How can I give you 10 pound? But if you have 10 pound and your heart is so huge, you can give 10 pound from 100 pound, isn't it? Easily. In this material world, even giving up 10 pound is really difficult. Right? I think all the Sankirtan devotees, they knew very well. Yeah. Going on the streets and even in exchange of the books, which is going to elevate them, which is going to purify their existence, not just them, it's the whole lineage of their family, back and forth, 21 ancestors and forefathers, but it's difficult for them to get it done. Right? So the point is, because the devotees, they have Krishna, they can give Krishna, they can pass through Krishna. And by giving Krishna, it's not that your Krishna goes away, but your Krishna expands more. Right? Yeah, that's how Krishna consciousness is. And just by the mercy of the devotees, by mercy of the Sankirtana Yajna, we could see that whole world is taking pleasure or bliss in chanting Krishna consciousness, chanting Krishna's holy name. And Prabhupada always says that even he said that if I'm capable of making one pure devotee, my life is successful. Just imagine, that's Prabhupada says. I mean, but he has made so many pure souls. So even Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that the devotee has to burn gallons of blood. Forget about water, right? Blood to make a devotee. Because it's not that easy Krishna says, Bhaunam Janmanamante Jnanavan Mam Prapadati Vasudevam Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlavaha. It's very, very difficult, or is very, very rare. Sudurlava, he says, it's rarest of rare, or rare of rarest, whatever he says, to be on the path of Krishna consciousness. And many times, it's been question was asked to Prabhupada once. Prabhupada, we see so many devotees come on Sunday program, but we see that they go away as well. They don't stick back to the Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada says, be surprised when they stay back. Don't be surprised when they go away. I think you were saying the other day it's around 80% they go back. Just 20% they remain back. So just imagine. So Krishna consciousness is not that easy for anyone to become Krishna consciousness unless and until they have the sukruti, they have the association of the devotees, right? By association of devotees, the Krishna consciousness which is within our heart, lying as dormant, it get aroused. Without the association of devotees is literally kind of impossible. So association of devotees is very, 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 very important. And that's also it says the reading of shastras, chanting of the holy name should be, as much as possible, should be done in the association of the devotees. A devotee was saying beautifully, he says that if we could somehow or other find some like-minded devotees, it's not need to be 100 or 200. It could be 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, but they can come regularly and churn the topics of shastras and discuss it. That's how we get more in-depth knowledge about shastra, and then we can carry on the Krishna consciousness. So coming along with a regular time every single time. I mean, so when this Bhagavatam says Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, the Nityam can be contextual, right? Nitya can be every single day. Nitya can be once a week. Nitya can be once a month. Nitya can be once a fortnight. Nitya can be 24 hours as well. So it depends upon person to person what it is. But if we have time to come once a week, no problem, but let that be regularly. If you have time to come every single day, yes, go on every single day. If you have time to come once a month, not a problem, but we should not have any excuse for that day on the month, right? So like there are so many sanghas which runs once a month, because many people, they have so many excuses. Oh, I got my job, I got my family, I need to go out and this and that. But yes, all sorted in 30 days, 29 days of yours, and give 2 hours of one day, not the whole day, just 2 hours of one day. So come once a month and associate with the devotees. Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastra Kahela, Mata Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Hoy. So even a momental association of the devotees, you get everything. Sarva Siddhi Hoy. Right? And advancing in Krishna consciousness, one of the most important limb is to associate with the devotees. Certainly chanting is there, no second to the chanting. But if association of devotees is lacking, then Krishna consciousness can go down as well. And it's been beautifully described. If the question was asked, like, I'm in a place where I don't see association of devotees, I don't find devotees, forget about association, what to do in that case? Yeah, Prabhupada books are there. Directly we can associate with Prabhupada by reading Prabhupada's books, by hearing Prabhupada's voice, his tapes. So it means directly we are getting association of Prabhupada. So there is no point. I think one devotee was saying beautifully, he says that on every purport, You should write, you know what? Dear Isan Das. And end of the purport, your well-wisher, Prabhupada. I mean, everyone could write their own name. It means that Prabhupada is actually, then we can see that Prabhupada is actually communicating with us or communicating with your own self when you start reading it. Beautiful, isn't it? You know, it's not Prabhupada. See, Prabhupada's mercy is, again, you know, at the age of 80s, awaking whole night, writing purports. And amazing that which which verse to write how much purport, how to know it. One verses may have 5 lines of purport, one verses has 2 pages of purport, and how to know it. So he has actually churned out everything, like churning of the milk ocean. He has churned everything and he just given to us. Now it's our duty is to be in association of the Shastras regularly. Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Siddhanta bolye chitta na kar alas. Iya haite Sudhata Manasa. So Siddhanta is a principle, the understanding, logical understanding of so many things. In the context, it was described the Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagwan. And then it says, you know, you should not be being lazy to understand the Siddhanta, the principles. You should be very much alert to understand this. And what happens? When we understand these conclusions, Siddhantas, our faith becomes more condensed to the Krishna. Like we're discussing, right? You know, oh, the Shastra says urine, it's contaminated, but now it says cow urine. How to understand this point? Yes, Prabhu.
Well, that's finished now, but just a quick question. It was, you know, the bees they're referred to as being drunken. Does that mean they were breaking the principles?
Sorry, Prabhu.
They were drunken, the 6-legged bumblebees were drunken with honey.
How? Bumblebees drunken with honey. So how is this offense?
Have they broken the regular principles?
No, they are drinking honey. You know, drunken with honey. So they are not they're not drinking alcohol. They are drinking honey. You know. Yeah, so it's like sometimes sometimes we say that the devotees are intoxicated by Sankirtana. It doesn't mean they are intoxicated by alcohol. It's by the ecstasy of Sankirtana Yajna. In that way, the bumblebees were drunken with honey. Jai.
Thank you, Prabhu. I've got a
Stop
quick
today.
question just about the milk ocean. What's the significance of the milk ocean? Because there's so many other oceans. And why did they choose to churn the milk ocean and not the liquid ocean or the ocean of oil or salt water?
Oh, good question, Prabhu. I don't know the answer. I'll try to find out why they chose me.
I was just reflecting that sometimes, if you churn milk in general, and you get butter or you get some byproducts.
Yeah, that's a good thought.
Just thinking like that.
Yeah, it could be. It's a good thought that yes,
I'll leave you with that one. You can do some research.
Yeah, I'll try to find out why they chose. Yeah, milk ocean. Yeah, sometimes the people they ask the question why Krishna chose to be always in taking birth in India, not in anywhere else. No.
And just the milk never goes sour. With the sea, because it's got salt in it, it keeps the water fresh. Otherwise, it would go stagnant. So, is there something in the milk that makes it stay fresh?
Oh, we need to find out. We need some research on that part. Yeah.
Is it Swaitadweep? Because there's 2 Swaitadweeps. There's one here in the material world, and there's another one in the spiritual world, isn't there?
Yeah. Jai Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai Sri Prabhupada ki Jai Anant Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai.